Hello there, AP World History students. My name is Luis Silva, and today we're looking at AP World History, Building a Muslim Empire. Very important presentation to get you ready to take your AP World History exam. But before we continue on, please make sure that you subscribe to this channel, make sure that you like this video, and also make sure that you share this video so that we can help out other students get ready to take their AP World History exam and be able to pass it. What will we learn today? Today we are going to trace the origins and expansion of the Islamic world between 600 CE all the way to 1300 CE. We are going to explain the origins of Islam and the growth of their empire. Now let's do an overview of Islam. Around 600 AD, a new monotheistic religion began called Islam. Islam was founded by the Prophet Muhammad in the Arabian city of Mecca. After the Hijrah to Medina, Muhammad gained converts and was able to return to Mecca. Let's continue on with the overview of Islam. In this case, Muslims believe in the 5 pillars of Islam. The first one is faith, belief in one God, Allah, and the Prophet Muhammad. The second is prayer, 5 times per day towards Mecca. The third one is alms, 2.5 donation basically to charity. The fourth one is fasting during the month of Ramadan. And the last one is Hajj, the pilgrimage to Mecca. These are the 5 pillars of Islam. Please make sure that you remember them. Islam after Muhammad. When Muhammad died in the year 632, the Muslim community elected a new leader called a caliph or successor. The first 4 caliphs all knew Muhammad and also promised to stay true to the Quran and also Muhammad's message. Very important because people wanted to keep the faith pure. They wanted to keep the faith concentrated on what the Prophet Muhammad had been saying all along. The Rightly Guided Caliph. The first caliph was Muhammad's friend and father-in-law. In this case, Abu Bakr. His goal was to keep Muslims united under his government or caliphate. His use of jihad to control and expand the Muslim empire was well done, in this case for the expansion of the Muslim empire. The empire was also able to expand under the next caliphs. As you can see at the bottom here, you have a sort of a timeline, and you have the first 4 leaders of Islam. In this case, they continue to expand on the faith and the teachings of Muhammad. And here we have a map of the expansion of the Islamic Empire. As you can see here, it's color-coded with different colors, and you can see how this empire was able to expand from about 632 all the way to 750. And you're more than welcome to pause this video so that you can analyze all the areas that were controlled by the Islamic Empire. During the Rightly Guided Caliphates, the Islamic Empire expanded Dar al-Islam, or the areas where Islam is practiced. Very important areas. As we saw on the previous slide, these are the areas on the map that were basically under the control of the Muslim Empire. The Caliphate never forced non-Muslims to convert, especially people of the book, and allow religious tolerance as long as taxes were paid to the empire. Very important. You paid your taxes, there was no problem. You didn't pay your taxes, then there was a problem. The caliphs used the Sharia law to govern the empire. very important component too, because as you know, Sharia is basically the law of Islam, and they use this law to make sure that they control every aspect of the empire. Now let's move on to the Umayyad Empire. After Ali's death in 661, this led to a civil war for control of the empire. The clan that came to power started the Umayyad Empire, but the rise of the Umayyad led to divisions within Islam. Very important, because this empire started to develop some cracks as people did not agree with what was going on. Now let's look at two different groups. In this case, the Shia Muslims and Sunni Muslims. In this case, we're looking at the Sunni-Shi'a Split. Before the Umayyad, Caliphs were elected members of Muhammad's family. Now let's see those differences here. Shia Muslims rejected the Umayyads. The Shias believe that Caliphs must come directly from Muhammad's bloodline. Sunni Muslims accepted the rule of the Umayyads. The Sunni believed Caliphs should follow Muhammad's example, but don't have to be necessarily relatives of Muhammad. So these are two distinctions that we need to be careful. We actually see this two groups even in our modern world. And here we have the basic differences between Sunni and Shia Muslims. The Sunni believe that the first four caliphs were rightfully guided. They believe that Muslims rulers should follow the Sunnah or Muhammad's example. They also believe that claims that the Shia have distorted the meaning of various passages in the Quran. Now, the Shia believe that Ali, the Prophet's son-in-law, should have succeeded Muhammad. The Shia believe that all Muslim rulers should be descended from Muhammad, do not recognize the authority of the Sunnah. And the Shia also believe that the Sunni have distorted the meaning of various passages in the Quran. And you can see at the bottom here a percentage of Sunni and Shia Muslims worldwide. You see that the Sunni basically have a bigger number, 83%, and the Shia have about 16%. So these are two divisions that became part of Islam, the Muslim world, in which people interpreted different passages of the Quran differently, and obviously led to the division between them. Now let's look at the Umayyad Empire. The Umayyad expanded the empire, which brought wealth and new Islamic converts. We looked at this map already. You see there how they were able to expand from about 661 all the way to 750. They actually made it all the way to Europe, in this case Portugal and Spain. In the year 750, the Umayyad Empire was overthrown by the Abbasid. And we looked at this map also on the previous presentation. You see the expansion of Islam as they become and develop this massive Islamic empire. Under the Abbasid, the Islamic empire grew to its greater extent. The Abbasid Empire. The Abbasid Empire went from about 750 to about 1258. The Abbasid Caliphate built a strong government bureaucracy to rule their empire. Muslim merchants expanded wealth by trading across Africa, Indian Ocean, and also the Mediterranean Sea. Remember that trade usually accompanied a whole bunch of ideas from different parts of the world. And this obviously led to the expansion of Islam and their core belief system. Wealth from trade also led to an era known as a Golden Age, a time of great Muslim achievements in science, in math, medicine, and also architecture. So these were contributions that were given by Muslims to areas that they had conquered: science, math, medicine, and architecture. very important contributions to that world. Now let's do some review questions. In this case, what is a caliph? You have four options here. And in this case, a caliph is a powerful Muslim political and religious leader. Let's do another question. What is the hijra? Take a few minutes, read over the given responses, and then tell me what is the hijra. In this case, it's the migration Muhammad and early followers took out of Mecca to Medina. And the last question is, what are the 5 pillars of Islam? You have options here. Make sure that you select the correct answer. In this case, the correct answer is fasting, alms, faith, pilgrimage, and also prayer. And now we have come to the end of this presentation. Please do not forget to subscribe. Do not forget to like this video, and do not forget to share this video. This way we can help out other students get ready to take their AP World History exam and be able to pass it. And we have come to the end of this presentation. I will see you in the next presentation.